You ever boot up a game from way back in your library and wonder, does this still hold up? Or am I just about to ruin a perfectly good memory for some people? Well, that was me booting up Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor in 2025, a game that's old enough to have a driver's license, but apparently still has fans calling it one of the best open-world combat systems ever made. But here's the twist. I've never played it before. Not once. So this is my first time setting foot in Mordor. And I have questions. Stick around because by the end, you'll know exactly whether Shadow of Mordor in 2025 is worth playing for the first time. So, I'm new to this. Literally. Welcome to where I finally play games everyone else finished years ago. Today we're diving into Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor. I've heard the combat still holds up, the orcs still talk trash, and apparently, this game invented one of the coolest systems in gaming. Let's see if it's still worth the hype. So why this game? Honestly, I was in that weird post-Steam sale phase where your library feels like a graveyard of someday I'll play it titles. Then I saw Shadow of Mordor, 2014 release, $10, 40 gigabyte install size, and thought, perfect, a light, casual experience about eternal death and vengeance. After a long but stunning cinematic, we start off with the basics, a little father-son bonding over how to counter, throw attacks, and grab enemies. And just like that, orcs show up to test if I actually learned anything. No worries. Thanks to my epic gamer skills, I was quickly able to defeat my enemies, hoping to live happily ever after with my family. Within minutes, I realized this game does not mess around. It throws you into grief, revenge, and ghost possession faster than a Marvel movie's opening montage. And that's when I met Celebrimbor, a ghost who basically says, "Hey buddy, I'm living in your head rent-free now. Let's kill some orcs." Right off the bat, the combat feels like Batman Arkham meets Assassin's Creed, but more feral. You parry, counter, and slice through orcs with a rhythm that's borderline hypnotic. And here's the crazy part. It's still good. No, like shockingly good. The flow, the animations, even the little camera shakes when you land a final blow. This game feels powerful, even in 2025. And just when you think it's all swinging and grabbing, the game gives you your first upgrade. With different abilities, attributes, and weapon runes, suddenly I'm not just fighting orcs. I'm customizing a ghostly killing machine. Every fight feels a little more satisfying because I'm actually getting stronger while I learn. But just as I was getting cocky, the Nemesis System decided to humble me. Also, I just thought this was funny and it reminded me that this game was made over a decade ago. Anyways, I died. And this random orc got promoted. Suddenly he's got a name, a title, and a personal vendetta against me. And that's when it hit me. This system is wild. It's like the game remembers your failures better than your victories. Every death changes the world, or at least the hierarchy of angry green dudes who now want my head. And I'll be honest, that's what kept me playing.
Someone get that talk pig.
Nah, he's just talking about the new weapons they're ready.
Oh, that's good news then. Now let's make it bad news for the race.
Once you start exploring, Mordor feels weirdly alive for such a dead place. The camps have personality, the orcs gossip, and the soundtrack has that perfect mix of you might die any second energy. It's not the prettiest game anymore, sure, but the atmosphere still hits, especially when you're sneaking around, tagging captains, and trying not to alert 50 screaming orcs. There's this constant push and pull between stealth and chaos. 1 second you're an invisible wraith assassin, and the next you're on fire getting chased by 10 guys yelling,
Man fell!
It's the kind of unpredictable fun modern games sometimes forget how to do. But even as I was getting hooked, something started to nag at me, a question that wouldn't go away. How deep does this system really go? Because if the Nemesis System thing keeps evolving, I might actually get addicted. The story itself is surprisingly dark. You're basically on a revenge arc while half possessed by an elf ghost with memory loss. But it works. There's enough mystery around who Celebrimbor really is that it keeps you chasing answers, like a Netflix show that always ends an episode on a cliffhanger. And just when I thought I had it figured out, something happened at the 30% completion mark that I won't spoil here. Let's just say it changes how you think about your enemies entirely. That's the part that got me. Not the flashy combat or the big kills, but realizing there's an actual brain behind all the bloodshed. This game makes revenge feel personal, and that's rare, especially for a title from a decade ago. So is Shadow of Mordor still worth playing for the first time in 2025? Absolutely. It's not perfect, the graphics show their age, the side missions sometimes repeat, but with the combat and Nemesis system alone, timeless. And if you've never played it, this is your sign to dive in. And if you have, maybe it's time to revisit Mordor one more time, just to see which orc still remembers you. I'm new to this, and this was my first 30% of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor. Episode 2 picks up right where we left off. The stakes are higher, the orcs are meaner, and the ghost in my head might finally spill the truth. So hit that next episode, because we're just getting started.